Legit employers are going to ask you for an interview. If they don't, run, my friend, okay? And run fast. Here's the rule of thumb. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, right? Welcome to another episode of the Workforce Link podcast, where we're offering forward-thinking conversations for the workforce, linking employers and job seekers to a brighter tomorrow. I'm your host, Sunday Jo Graham of the Central Workforce Development Region. I'm happy to be spending time with you today. Love doing this podcast with you. Whether you're new to the podcast or you've been listening for a while now, I am truly glad that you are here. You know, many people rely on online job searching to find their next job. Online job search engines, they're growing rapidly, and this has become one of the most common ways to search for a job. But as with many things, there are positive and negatives to applying for a job through a search engine. For every honest employer looking for their next team member, there is a scammer out there trying to take advantage of you. Well, in today's episode, we're going to discuss some red flags to pay attention to when applying for an online job. But before we dive into today's episode, I want to take care of some business real quick. If you haven't already, would you mind heading over to iTunes and leave us a review? Let us know how we're doing, preferably a good review. This helps others find us, and that is our goal, to help as many employers and job seekers as possible. And I want to tell you about an exciting program that we've got going on in the Central Region right now. Have you ever dreamed of driving a big rig locally or nationwide, but you haven't been able to afford the training costs? The Central Region Job Centers are ready to help you. Truck drivers play an important role in keeping the economy moving in the right direction. And while funding lasts, you could get free training and get on the road quickly. CDL training rates can cost upwards of over $4,000, adding a barrier to job seekers who wish to pursue truck driving as a career pathway. Well, the Central Region Job Centers seek to remove that barrier thanks to WIOA funding. For qualified participants, this opportunity will provide paid training as well as job placement. To learn more and see if you qualify, visit cwdregion.com/CDL. That's cwdregion.com/CDL. And now, let's dive deeper into how to avoid job search scams. So before you apply for that online job and you get yourself into a sticky situation, you want to pay attention to these 4 red flags, okay? Number 1, there isn't a company name in the job posting. So this might not be the case with every job posting, but more often than not, the company name will be found in the description. Some companies do, they use blind job postings to protect themselves, but scammers will do this as part of an identity theft scheme, okay? So be careful not to include too much information about yourself up front. And if the company calls you and they ask for an interview, ask for their information so that you yourself can do some further research before you agree to anything else, okay? Number 2, the contact person can't be found in the search engines or on social media. Red flag, red flag. So it's pretty easy these days, you know, to just type in somebody's name in Google, Yahoo, whatever search engine that you use, you prefer. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing, but it's pretty easy, right? Well, the first thing I would do is I would go look on LinkedIn, okay? If you don't find them there, try Facebook, then try the search engine, okay? If you can't find any information somewhere and you've went to all of those places, definitely a red flag, okay? Go to LinkedIn first, though. Number 3, they offer you the job within 24 hours of applying. Woo! Okay. While this seems ideal, right, the reality of somebody offering you a job without an interview isn't reality, okay? Legit employers are going to ask you for an interview. If they don't, run, my friend, okay? And run fast. Here's the rule of thumb. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, right? Number 4, they want to send you money before you start the job. Okay, so this is a really, really popular scam. And unfortunately, too many people have fallen prey to it. Scam artists, they come up with creative ways to get into your bank account, right? So they'll mail you a check. Often they'll overnight it. Then they'll ask you to deposit the check and send some of it back to them. So the check clears, but guess what? By the time the bank finds out that the check is bad, it bounces. And you are the one that's stuck with not only losing money, but having extra bank fees on top of that, right? Looking for a job takes some time, especially the job that you really want. So take your time and don't fall for those scams, okay? Find the company name, do the research, and definitely don't let them offer you money. So today is a short version of the Workforce Link podcast. I thought this was powerful enough to talk about, but there's really not a lot of detail to share, just getting to the point. So today's probably the shortest episode we have ever done. If you know of some other red flags that you want to share, feel free to email me at sundayjoe.graham@cwib.us. And I would love to share those with others, okay? So I'm rooting for your job search, my friend. You have got this, okay? Before we close today, though, I'd love for you to head on over to Instagram and follow us at CentralWDB. You can find job postings, career information, leadership tips, you name it, okay? Head on over there, say hi to us. That's at CentralWDB. So I hope this very short and powerful episode was helpful for you today. And if it was, please share with others. And if you haven't already, don't forget to leave us a review, preferably a 5-star review, okay? Have a great week, my friend, and we will meet again in the next episode. Until then, remember this: there's always a brighter tomorrow if you're willing to find it. The Central Region Workforce Development Board Incorporated and COPIC are equal opportunity employers and programs. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Missouri Relay Services at 711.